I'm looking at the seams, and they don't look perfectly clean like I want them to. And that's where your little wire brushes are going to come into play. Get a little wire brush. Now I can just kind of work it over here. That first bit is because this wire brush is brand spanking new. Okay. But because the simple green is still in there working, you can kind of do that on there wherever you think is needed. And then you can let that set for a while. Or you can rub it on there like that and then clean it off right away and then see how it looks. Let's see my next bit. Before I rinse everything, I think what I'll do is I'll go by with the metal brush first. You know, before I wipe everything off. In fact, let me show you just quickly what I'm referring to. Okay, this area here, I didn't wipe that off yet because I started that behind me. Okay? But before I wipe this off, what I can do is now I take my wire brush, and if you got one that's square like that, you're going to want to put it at an angle, you know, on an edge that way or this way, so you can get right in there. And then you can do that. Got the little small one like this, that's wire. Fine wire brush there, okay, and use that. Now I can rinse everything off. Right-o. That way I don't have to do it twice. Wasn't quite sure how one application was going to do with just the plastic brush. If you don't have any wire brushes, you might think, I'll just let the simple green set on there a little bit longer. And you could do that too, and then go back on there with your plastic brush. You know, the main thing you want to do is get everything nice and even on cleaning. When you get all done, your whole floor looks the same. Okay? So there's no real trick to it. It's just a few simple steps and using the right product, basically. And what product is that? That's right, Simple Green. Here's something else to keep in mind. After you got everything cleaned, you have to get this, you know, all the way and get all the cleaner back out of there and dry it. Well, as long as you get most of it and it looks all the same everywhere, nice and clean, you can let the rest of the simple green set in there, because as long as it's wet, it'll keep on working. Okay? That's the other thing I like about simple green. It's just a good product. Now I told you to let the simple green set on here 5 to 10 minutes, and after I cleaned everything, you know, I waited about 10 minutes there, and after I cleaned everything, I wasn't 100% happy, and so I put some more down in all the seams, and this time I let it set for about 20 minutes. Now I'm going to clean it up because I've got more than just this area to do, and this is kind of like a test area, and it just depends how dirty all of your grout lines are as to how long you want to set the simple green on there. And use the concentrate, use hot water if you can. If your water gets kind of warm, that's okay too. The simple green's still going to work. Okay, let that Simple Green work in there a little bit more. Now I'm going to wipe it up. Take a closer look. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot better this time. Not as much water on the floor because a lot of it has dried up. You know, when your water on there is almost dry, you know that's about time to wipe it up. The grout lines seem to be just a hair cleaner because all I had to do was let the Simple Green set on there longer. Now, do you have to use Simple Green? No, you don't have to. But why wouldn't you want to use that? You know, it's less toxic than most cleaners. It's safer to use. You don't have to breathe it as you're bending over, wiping off the floor, whatever. And it's good for the environment. Okay? And most of the time when I use it, it usually does what I want it to do. Did I mention you're probably going to want to wear non-slip shoes anytime you're working on the floor? You know, this is just going to take up any of the excess water, and I can take a quick look after that and see if I have to address any little bits inside the grout lines anywhere. Because once you get all done, don't just think, okay, that's fine, and then later on have somebody point out, hey, what about the little edge right over here, or what about this or that? And you think, man, I could have gotten that had I only had one of these tools or something more bristly. Now see this here? It's a fine brush. It's metal, but it's got the fine teeth on there, okay? You know, something that you would use for your barbecue stove, something like that. See, here's that other one I was talking to you about. Same type of thing. These are just a hair stiffer. See, these are gold. I don't know if you can see that. These are gold, and this is more silvery. And this one's not as strong as this. So, you know, they have different types of things at the store. Take a look and see what you need and get her done. Well, let's take a quick inspection of this area. Get it down there a little closer. Now see, everything is turned out to be nice and even Steven now. Nice and clean. That's how you want it. I've been meaning to do this for my Motha for several months now. And I thought, hey, by golly, today's the day. And I might as well make a video of it. I think I'm done. Oh no. Oh, holy cow. I guess I'm not done. Look at this. But you know, one little grout line at a time, you can get it. See how dirty this is right here? Look at that. That's where I've not done outside this door. Now, see right there? All looks nice and even, doesn't it? That's the bit that I just got done. Okay? Just take your time. You don't have to think you have to do it all in one go. Do a little bit, do a little section at a time. From the door up to the hallway. Up to that hallway door. Or from here to the bedroom. Just do one section at a time. And be careful as you go. Main lobby? Ha. Here's another bathroom. I've got to check that out. And man, this tile goes on forever, it seems like. Here's some in the front entry I'm going to have to do. And this entire kitchen. See how dirty these tiles are? The grout lines. See? This is where the dishwasher is right here. So I know it's pretty dirty along there. It's just, you know, it's something this simple. You take a weekend and get that done. Get yourself some exercise while you're doing it. and all that. And just get it so that you'll be happy and that everybody else in your family will be happy about it too. Oh, yeah. Let's see where my mother is. Hello, Mother. Guess what I just did for you? Joe, your son, yes.
What did you do?
I just cleaned all your grout lines.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
by the washer and dryer, it's all clean now. You're going to have to come in here and take a look when you get a chance.
Oh, yes.
And now I'm going to do some more for you. Once and for all, I'm going to get it done.
Yay! Yoo-hoo!
You see, that's all you have to do to make somebody happy in your family. To clean the floors. That's it. Now here's a thought for you. What happens now next time you clean this floor with the mop? Guess what? The floor gets dirty and you put a mop to it. Ultimately, some of that dirt is going to flow right back into those joints. And after a while, maybe a year or so, it's going to get dirty again. What can you do about that? Anything? Well, what you could do is you could go down to the hardware store and they have little sealer applicators for grout lines. And it's a little applicator that's got a little sponge tip on it. You want to get something kind of small, and then you can seal just the grout lines and then wipe off any excess that you get on the tiles. Now this video is not about that. It's just a suggestion for you. Then what happens when you clean the floor next time, your tiles are only going to get so dirty. It's going to set on top of the sealer, and it's going to be easier for the mop to get down there and kind of pull that off. If you can imagine the dirt attaching to a rough grout line, some of that is going to stay once you mop it, okay? Not all of it is going to come off. Some of it's going to stay. So remember that. This is just a couple days later. I wanted to show you. See that seam right there? The grout line? It's nice and white. That's why even when the simple green is drying, it's still cleaning. See how clean that came out? This is where I have not cleaned yet. Look at that. Look at the difference. A little bit of time on your part, a little bit of elbow grease, and some simple green, and you can do it too. But that's all I got time for. But I'll be back with more videos.
Ooh, beautiful.